Beginning Wednesday, November 28th, the United Nations is now observing the 40th Annual International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinian people. But unlike what the title may suggest, the occasion actually marks the adoption of Resolution 181 in 1947, calling for a partition of the land into two states. However, practically every speaker and presenter so far has only used the occasion to demonize and bash Israel. Speakers like General Assembly President Espinosa, for example, who didn't mention Israel or the two-state solution a single time throughout her speech, focusing only on the plight of the Palestinians under occupation. Or like Dato Muhammad Sharul Ikram Yaqub, the vice chair of the Special Committee to investigate Israeli practices affecting the human rights of the Palestinian people and other Arabs of the occupied territories. As his very specific title would suggest, Yaqub's speech included multiple harsh condemnations of Israel's alleged use of excessive force, settlement expansion, and collective punishments as cause for the Palestinian suffering. But again, not once did he condemn Hamas or other terrorist groups for war crimes like hiding behind human shields, holding bodies of soldiers and live civilians captive, and firing thousands of rockets and incendiary devices indiscriminately at civilian targets. Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh also sent in a letter asking for the international community to end the occupation as well, but perhaps most alarming out of all the speakers was when CNN political commentator and Temple University professor Mark Lamont Hill said there should be a, quote, free Palestine from the river to the sea, end quote, seemingly calling for violence against Israel right there at the UN. From the river to the sea references the Jordan River and the Mediterranean, aka all of Israel proper and the PA, and it is a common phrase used to call for the destruction of Israel. Only United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres seemed interested in peace and two states, calling on both Israeli practices and terrorist Palestinian actions to be halted immediately. He said only constructive negotiations in good faith towards a two-state option will bring the desired long-lasting solution. Containing the situation is not sufficient. Meanwhile, as the international community called for peace and a calming of tensions, 4 individuals were wounded in a series of explosions in the Gaza Strip in what Hamas is calling a work accident. But the explosions come from the Buwaj refugee camp, where one of the highest concentration of incendiary devices sent into Israel have originated.